There's not a championship at stake tonight in Los Angeles, but there's still a buzz in the air. Every time New York takes on Los Angeles, you've got one. It's NBA Wednesday on ESPN. It's the Lakers and the Knicks. The Lakers tonight attempting to snap a 3-game road losing streak as they come home to start a 5-game homestand. The Knicks, after losing 5 in a row, have won 2 straight on the road. Welcome, everybody, with Tom Tolbert. We'll hear later from Jim Gray. I'm Brent Musburger. You know, ordinarily, Tom, we're coming. Kobe Bryant, Stephon Marbury. What's this? We're talking about 2 coaches.
Well, we might as well just let the teams go home and let Larry and Phil go at it. I mean, that's what they want to see. They want to see Larry and Phil get out there and go at it. And we asked Larry before the game, could you still take Phil? He said, yeah, I think I'd outquick him. I could get him. I still think. Then Phil said, yeah, I think he's probably right. But one thing I do know, there's a lot more excitement this year surrounding both of these teams than there was last year.
Yeah, exactly. And Phil Jackson, after taking a year off, returns to the bench. And, of course, he has told us that it's still a work in progress. But head-to-head during the regular season, Jackson holds the edge. Not so in the playoffs, because remember the last time they met was in Detroit, and the Pistons under Larry Brown, they won that.
Look at that. Forget about those. It's all about that right there. Show me the money.
Indeed. And here we go. With Ariza will start. Trevor Ariza will start tonight. He played at UCLA. Quentin Richardson. There's Stephon Marbury. He's the point guard. He's the most important man in Larry Brown's lineup. Odom, Kobe Bryant, Chris Mim, Kwame Brown up front. And Phil telling us that Kwame's been working hard in practice. Smush Parker and Kobe, of course, in the backcourt. So Mim and Curry will tip it off. And so many great stories to tell you about in this game. And we're underway. And the Knicks with the first possession. And here is Stephon Marbury. Did not turn the ball over. And that 2-game winning streak. Very impressive, involving his teammates. Davis pops out, the veteran. Curry is fronted by Kwame Brown. Phil telling us Kwame's worked hard and well on his defense. From the corner, and the Knicks jump ahead on Davis's shot.
Well, I think for Stephon Marbury, it's a mental battle so far this year. Doing what he's done at Georgia Tech, at Minnesota, at New Jersey, at Phoenix, which is be his scorer first, distributor second. Now Larry Brown's asking him to be the distributor first.
Boy, what a great move there by Parker off a double screen.
I like him. He's been inconsistent, and that's the thing with the Lakers so far this year. Mim's had some good games, some bad games. Same with Lamar Odom. I mean, they need to find somebody to complement Kobe Bryant on a night-in, night-out basis. Not only do they not have a Robin right now, they don't even have a Batgirl.
And they're backing Curry down, and Kwame picks up an early foul. First foul of our evening. So Ariza, the UCLA youngster, will take it out of bounds.
Hey, one of the interesting things about talking to Coach Brown and Phil Jackson was they're both concerned with movement off the ball. And that's what I'll be looking at tonight. Are guys just standing around waiting for the ball to come to them? Or are they moving? It's almost like in the NFL. When you're the receiver who's not the primary receiver, are you running your pattern hard even though you know you're not going to get the ball?
Let's check in here with Jim Gray. Jim?
All right, Brent, thank you very much. Well, I spoke to Kobe Bryant before the game. He's been nursing a bad right hand. He hurt his hand on the rim in Atlanta 4 games ago, and ever since that time, he's been shooting poorly. When he went up on a dunk, hurt his hand. He's been getting some treatment on it tonight from Gary Vitti, and for the past couple of days, Phil Jackson telling us, Brent, before the game, his shooting was much better in practice. Kobe saying to me tonight it's sore, but he is getting better. Yeah, and Antonio Davis has been the early difference maker. The Lakers talking about it over there. And Phil just told Kwame that was not a foul. They agreed with him. Timeout. 4-2 in the early going. The Knicks and the Los Angeles Lakers. Friday night, the Lakers will host the red-hot Los Angeles Clippers, who are off to their best start ever. Now here's Chris Mim in the paint on a quick turnaround. Short tap, no. And Kobe Bryant cleans up.
Did you just say red-hot Los Angeles Clippers?
I was hoping you'd pick up on
that. Isn't that an oxymoron?
It is an oxymoron. No question about it.
They have been playing well there. Although the one thing I saw that Corey McGeady not real happy with coming off the bench there, and I don't blame him.
Marbury misses his first driving attempt, Tom, and Smush Parker quickly brings it to the attack. He's a basketball player who paid his dues, banged around over in Europe. Came back, got a chance, and trying to make the most of it. Kobe again is now 2 for 2.
Well, the one thing about Kobe Bryant, a lot of the great players had it. Michael Jordan certainly had it when he played, was their ability to create a good shot. Not just create a shot. A lot of guys can create shots. These guys can create good looks for themselves almost every time.
Davis again, and he rattles in his 3rd field goal of the night. Now, Coach Brown told us that starting Ariza was a gamble because he came home to Los Angeles, but he has to take Kobe Bryant, and he said that's going to be a very difficult matchup. Kobe realizes he has the youngster on him, got the ball right now, and wanting to go to work again.
I think you have to realize when you've had about players like Kobe Bryant, now no one man can stop him. Nice, pick and roll. As soon as the big man stepped up to help out on Smush Parker, he read it perfectly, and so did Kwame Brown, also reading it at the same time, rolling to the hoop for the nice finish. He's the guy. I think Kwame Brown's the guy that he can turn this Laker franchise around quicker than anybody on this team because he's such an unknown.
Curry was well short on the hook, and Lakers come out. Lakers look like they have fresh legs here in the early going. Phil worked them out for 3 hours. He said it was not a hard practice. They spent much of the time looking at tape as Kobe misses, and the tap back is not good, and now the Knicks will come back down. The Lakers had scored on all 4 of their trips until that miss. Marbury on the drive is on the free throw line.
Offensive
going
foul.
The other way, it's on him.
Cleared out with the left arm going in. You can see him get to the middle right here. There comes Kobe. Stick the left arm out there. As soon as you stick that arm out there, that's an easy one to call, especially when you extend it. But just to finish my point on Kwame Brown real quick, if he can reach what, Phil Jackson said he's worked hard. He thinks he's going to make a big jump up one of these days. I don't know if he means in a week or a month, but if he's a guy that can elevate his game and he ends up giving you 17 and 10 a night, that'll really help this franchise.
Rebound of his own miss, came back, battling underneath, and Kwame was right in the midst of it, but they could not convert it. On the run, Ariza for the driving layup.
Well, he's one of their young athletic players, and if you're not going to be a guy that's counted on to get a lot of points in the offense, one of the ways to do it is get out on the break and get yourself an easy bucket.
Lakers call a timeout, and Phil right away goes to work on Kwame Brown. Kobe Bryant, one of the leading scorers, has been struggling, as Jim pointed out, because of that injured hand. We're deadlocked at 8. The 2004 finals, the last time that Phil Jackson and the Lakers squared off against Larry Brown. He was then coaching the Detroit Pistons. Shaquille O'Neal closing out his Los Angeles era with 3 championships, but not against the Pistons this time. Rip Hamilton got the best of Kobe Bryant. Chauncey Billups was the MVP. Big Ben Wallace. And that was Phil's last game as head coach of the Lakers for an entire year. And there are, of course, the impressive stats of these two. Larry's in the Hall of Fame, and Phil certainly will join him. He's an automatic. 9 championships, and Phil said it's good to be back and be needled by the legendary Red Auerbach.
What is it, the last 10 years there's only been 3 coaches that have won NBA championships?
Isn't that amazing?
Greg Popovich, Larry Brown, and Phil Jackson.
It's against Chris Mim. Picks up personal foul. He's had some problems with fouls, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think he's had problems with fouls. I think he's got the short end of the stick on some foul calls, and that's one of those self-fulfilling prophecy type things. You go in there thinking, okay, I don't want to foul, 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 I want to stay in the game, I don't want to foul, and you end up fouling. You have to go play. You can't think about not fouling. Just go play. If it happens, it happens. And Lamar Odom just ran right through Antonio Davis. And wasn't very subtle about it either.
No, he wasn't.
Well, you look who he's guarding. I mean, they got Lamar Odom guarding Quentin Richardson, who's down here in the corner. Quentin Richardson's an off guard, if not a small forward. And that's a tough guard for Lamar Odom out on the floor.
For those of you wondering about all the empty seats, we've got an early start here tonight. 7 o'clock, traffic a nightmare. A lot of these seats will fill up by 8 o'clock.
Yeah, as we all know, LA fans are always on time. And they're always here.
And they never leave early.
No. So, I mean,
here comes Kobe on the drive. Oh, goaltending, put it down. Curry got over his back.
Let's see, nice move. Spins Trevor Ariza around.
No basket on this.
I don't know. That looked like he had a lot of ball right there. A lot of ball. A lot of times the officials will call that just because it can be a dangerous play. Jumping up from behind a player. So the field goal percentage in the first 4 games was outstanding. Last year Kobe struggled at 40. He was 43, 44%. Hit 51%, struggling after he hurt in the hand.
Phil wanted that field goal to count. He was up barking a little bit over there on the sideline, and it's 9-8. Lakers lead it by 1. Kobe, 5 points, 3 rebounds in the early going. Davis to the corner. The reason jump pass, Marbury's wide open. Hits the 2.
That's, when Coach Brown talks about playing the right way, that's kind of what he's talking about right there. Move the ball around, pump fakes, move the defense, and move until you find someone that has a wide open jump shot. That time the beneficiary is Von Marbury.
Phil talked about Kwame Brown's hands, but he said they have to work on his hands because when the guards start to feed him and he can't handle it on the post, it won't come back to the big fella very often. And there he lost control of the ball, out of bounds. It's 10-9, Knicks with the ball in the lead. Marbury maneuvers for the jump shot. There's Brown with another rebound. Now that time he took it without moving the
And I looked right at Larry Brown and he said, get the ball inside. Those are the shots he doesn't want. You're the one having the ball and you dribble it 7 or 8 times and then you shoot. You see the bad pass right there by Smush Parker. But those are shots you don't want from your point guard. No one else is involved. Everybody's just standing around. You dribble, and shoot.
Tom, we have to be honest about both these teams. We would make them a long shot to make the playoffs. That doesn't mean we're not going to have a competitive, entertaining game here tonight, but they are both works in progress. No question about that.
Yeah, I think at best, both these teams, nice pass by Stephon Marbury.
And one.
That's getting it inside. But I think at best, if both these teams maximize their potential, I think you're probably looking at maybe a 6th playoff seed. Nice pass right there and strong finish. But I think more than likely you're looking at an 8th playoff seed, 9th, maybe not making the playoffs. I think the Lakers have a little bit better chance than the Knicks, but that's as far as these teams go. I mean, if they do make it to the playoffs, to get past the first round would be a historic upset for either of these teams, barring a major trade.
Interesting that Phil Jackson is going to take a look at his biggest project. Bynum, the young high school player from New Jersey, Andrew Bynum, is up and getting ready to check in the early going. Kwame has already picked up 2 fouls in this game. He needs a big body. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has been working with Bynum, but he's a long way away. 3-on-2. Parker, no. And a foul against the Knicks. And here comes Bynum. Kareem was telling me, Tom, before the game, that Bynum did not play an entire season as a senior in high school because of an injury. Now, that is really tough coming into the NBA, not having played your entire senior season.
I think when you look at the history of guys coming from high school to college, most of the guys that have impacts or play right away are the perimeter guys. I mean, I think playing on the inside is so tough when you're coming from high school because now you're playing against men. They're physical, they're strong, they're nasty, and you got to be able to deal with that. That's why what Amari Stoudemire did was so incredible, coming from high school and playing well from a power forward position. But that's something that he's going to have to deal with when he plays in there.
Marbury took it the length of the floor and goes back to the Lakers. Richardson picks up Odom. Mim. Laker basketball. The Lakers started 4 of 6, and now they've gone 0 for their last 6.
Oh, they're getting opportunities inside. Kwame Brown dropped the ball. They threw a ball away. Mim a little short on the jump hook. It's like if Kobe doesn't have the ball in his hands, they're having a tough time scoring.
And he didn't score again. Bynum had to come right to him.
Those are the fun rebounds right there. They find you.
Odom on the drive to the baseline. Good running shot. Isiah.
You know, he's a logical guy. We talked about a sidekick or a complementary player. Lamar Odom's the logical choice to be that guy. And I don't know how comfortable he is in the triangle, but I think he's good enough, he's talented enough that he should be giving you 17 points, 9 rebounds nightly.
And Curry schools Bynum. Just took him right to the rim.
Well, I guarantee he didn't see anybody that big in high school.
Yeah, that is a wide body.
He's a big boy.
Yes, he is.
Talented, soft hands, got some nice moves inside.
And now he's trying to hold Mim out. And Mim with a nice move. Bynum's going to try Curry again.
Or Curry may try him again.
Parker hooking Marbury as he came around. And Channing Frye, an Arizona Wildcat, will be on the floor. And he was drafted last June, and Larry Brown and everybody is very, very happy with the progress of the rookie so far. We'll talk about that story. Channing Frye will be in the Knicks lineup when we come back. All right, John, we're tied at 15 here with 4 minutes and 5 seconds left in the first quarter. And let's see, 25 minutes in. Chris Rock and some of the celebs. He was here early. He was here from the opening tap. Chris is a big fan. 4 minutes. Just like the fellow sitting across from me, Jack Nicholson. He is now comfortably in his seat over there. And here is Channing Frye. Tell me about Channing, Tom.
Good shot blocker, good pick and roll guy. Probably shoot the ball to like 17, 18 feet, jump hook down to the low block. And a guy that's going to work. I mean, one of the reasons he didn't get, I mean, a lot of people thought about drafting him or maybe not, was he tough enough? Was he physical enough? But I've seen him play for 4 years at Arizona. You know, he's just not a big guy.
There's an offensive foul on him as he positioned himself underneath. Jack watching from his familiar seat. You know, sometimes you see just celebrities show up for big events, but
well, you know why Chris Rock was
he's
here?
a genuine fan.
You know why Chris Rock was here early? He's not from LA. Believe me, you know what I'm talking about. I grew up here. It's okay to show up in the third inning here.
Here's the youngster from New Jersey. Bynum ships it back to Odom and gets it back up over the top. He is long. Oh. And Mim throws it down on the other side. The one thing that impresses you about Bynum is the length of those arms and his size, Tom. He's a big fella.
Well, you would think initially on the offensive end it's going to be a work in progress, but on the defensive end he should be able to, if not block some shots, alter some shots that come inside.
Got in low, and Frye with a nice little jump hook over Chris Mim that time. I was impressed with Frye, the improvement under Lute Olson down at Arizona. And even not to compliment you, but even you got better under the Lute's coaching down there. It's a great staff.
And I was only there 2 years. I wish I was there 4. I could still be in the league. Who knows?
Absolutely. Kobe turns around. He's got 9 now in the early going.
Got to get back on D.
And Frye, 2 quick field goals off the bench, and that'll earn him some minutes. Brown told us before the game that he was very impressed with Frye. Came from a terrific coaching staff, and he's done very well. Kobe comes back and misfires, and there's a foul.
Well, I'll give Channing Frye credit for running the court there and running it right down the middle and having the hands to catch it on the run and flush it down. But that can't happen if you're the Lakers. You can't score a bucket at one end and then not get back on defense. And you see Channing's numbers there. Him and Salim Stoudemire led the team to almost. Oh, that Illinois. Don't get me started on the Illinois game last year, please. I could have a mental breakdown.
That was
You've been on the show by yourself.
Come back by the Illini.
No, we gave it away. I'll never admit to that. Right. I'll never admit to that.
Jamal Crawford and Matt Barnes checking in for the Knicks. And the Lakers have scored now on their last 7 trips. And a reminder of what's ahead of us Thursday at 7 Eastern. Wizards and the Wolves, followed by the Rockets and the Spurs at 9:30. And the Suns and the Spurs on NBA TV Saturday at 8:30 Eastern.
We'll see now Jamal Crawford in for Stephon Marbury. We'll see how the team runs in the half court. Jamal Crawford, another guy who's kind of a combo Is he a point? Is he an off guard? But a guy who has a scoring mentality.
Knocked away from Richardson. Here's Bynum cleaning up underneath. See, he's still thinking about where he's to go on the floor. Here's Odom outside with the 3 off iron. Curry.
I just wonder how comfortable Lamar Odom is in this offense, because there's just so much more he has to offer.
Curry maneuvers. Matt Barnes back and into Kobe's hands. But Richardson's back, and so is Crawford. Kobe pulls it up off the iron. That's not necessarily the shot you want from him. And Phil was up barking at Bynum. And here comes Brian Cook checking in for the Lakers, and Mim will take a break.
Now he's the guy you got to watch in the pick and pop. Brian Cook coming into the game. He's a 6'10", 6'11", plays the power forward, but he's mostly an outside guy, jump shooter.
There he is off the bench with a field goal, just like you said.
It's always nice when you get your first bucket before you even break a sweat.
Yep, sure.
You feel confident. Sometimes players that don't get a lot of minutes, when they get that first bucket, that can have a carryover effect for the rest of the game.
Lakers extend the D. Barnes on the drive.
Nice move. He's an energy guy.
Yes, he is.
He got to Sacramento last year, comes over here and gives a lot of energy. Nice move by Parker.
Kobe Bryant on the follow, and Parker has got great speed.
Yeah. Well, didn't get the bucket there, but just the fact that he got to the hoop made the defense come over and challenge a shot. That allowed Kobe to clean up the rebound.
Nice play by Bynum, reaching over Curry to knock it away from him. Now Richardson's 3, and he drains it.
Yeah, his numbers aren't what they were last year. Led the NBA in three-point field goal attempts, tied for made three-pointers. It's a little bit different when you play somewhere else other than Phoenix. And Phoenix is up and down, go, 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 and he shot's a good shot. A little different when you're playing for Larry Brown.
Odom camps out on the left side. The triangle, they usually want a 3-2. Kobe again firing, and off Bynum's hands, out of bounds. It'll go to the Knicks.
See, that's a ball. When Bynum gets a little older, a little stronger, he's going to suck that rebound up.
Here's Crawford. At the buzzer, they waved it off. Would not have counted had it gone in. Kobe with 13 points and 5 rebounds, leading the way for the Lakers here at the end of one, 27-24 over the Knicks. Ready here for the second quarter with the Lakers leading 27-24. And Kobe Bryant, along with a lot of his teammates, Lamar Odom there, Brian Cook, Luke Walton, Kurt Rambis there on the right, Brian Shaw, and the Laker girls. They dedicated the Lakers Reading Room, sponsored by the Lakers Youth Foundation. That's the Boys and Girls Club Hawaii. Just another example of how the NBA cares. And of course, the Lakers hold their preseason camp. Mr. Shanley is here. Jerry Buss has a home on Waikiki Beach, which he just returned. Penny Marshall's also at the game.
Again? No, there's Jack. But can Jack go left? So he tried to cross over.
Now we're talking. Now we got some basketball people to talk about. There's Magic, of course, the vice president with the Lakers, arm around a great dear friend of his through the years, Isiah Thomas, who is now the president of basketball operations with the New York Knicks in here. And of course, you remember those Piston-Laker finals. The two embraced each other before the start of those games.
Well, we kissed each other before the broadcast.
Oh, absolutely.
People just don't see it.
Jim Gray, where's Jim? And Odom drains the 3. Nice shot by him.
Well, Lamar Odom's going to have to be the playmaker now that Kobe's on the bench. Pick up a little of the scoring slack, get other players involved.
And Vujacic has checked in for the Lakers.
You know, that's a great move. I don't know that necessarily that's what Larry Brown wants. I mean, he liked the end result. two numbers, I think. One good, one bad in the first quarter. One, the Knicks are moving the ball beautifully. 10 assists on now 12 field goals in the game. The other number, and I talked about Brian Cook, you got to make him put the ball on the floor. You got to extend out on Brian Cook. He's tall. You don't think guys like that can hit outside jumpers. He can extend out to the 3. The one bad number for the Lakers, 11 field goal attempts for Kobe. They don't need him around 30 field goal attempts.
Channing Frye showing nice range. He's always been able to hit from the perimeter, but he extended that one out. It's good.
We got like 2 6'10" guys shooting jumpers.
Chris over here is helping Tom as an analyst, chiming in. Very nice, he said. Spinning is George, kissing it off the glass.
Playing with a lot more confidence this year. Injury-free, looking like the player that they thought they were going to get when they signed to that 5-year contract. He's a guy that can certainly help that second unit.
Fry back out. He's going to stay in, but they're going to have to go with him. Here's Vujacic handling the ball. Kobe getting a break. Kwame Brown a return, playing despite 2 fouls, facing up on Curry. Knocked away, and again it's the hands. That seems to be a flaw with this youngster. Now, can a big man, how do you improve your hands and ability to catch the ball and hold on to it? What do you have to do?
It's repetition. You do it over and over and over and over again. But a lot of it, when you get down there, it's thinking too much. Call foul on Kwame Brown there and Eddie Curry holding him. But a lot of it, you just start thinking instead of playing. You're not thinking, okay, what am I going to do? Okay, let me jab step with the left. Let me spin back and see. That's third person on Kwame Brown, so Chris Mimm will come in for him. But a lot of it's just confidence. When you're going good and you're flowing, you just catch and you go. You don't worry about it. The ball drops off your hands, whatever. You come back, get it the next time. But when you're having problems, then you start thinking about it too much.
Air ball into George's hands. Cook, Mimm, Vujacic, Odom, and George for the Lakers right now. Curry with that right hand holding Mimm out. And Mimm turns it over.
I don't think he meant to do that.
Fry, Marbury, Crawford, Curry, and Lee is on the floor. Tried to get the offensive rebound and does. Another one of the rookies Coach Brown likes.
Got 2 of the youngsters out there. Rookie Channing Frye from Arizona, rookie David Lee from Florida. John Hayes puts his faith in these 2 guys, both out there together.
Catch and pop by Crawford.
A lot of times you get coaches that are real nervous to put one rookie out there, let alone 2 at the same time.
The 3. And Mimm battling underneath, and a loose ball foul is called against LA. And let's see, for Mimm 2, Brown saddled with 3. So the 2 most important big men, 5 fouls between them. We've got a timeout in Los Angeles. 34-28, Lakers lead it.
31, back to you.
All right, John, thank you very much. I'm here with Isiah Thomas of the New York Knickerbockers. Isiah, you had an interesting summer. Was Phil Jackson your first choice to be the head coach of the Knicks?
Well, Phil Jackson was available at that time. Larry Brown, when we were, looking for a coach, was employed by the Pistons. So, yeah, Phil was the first choice because at that time he was unemployed. But anytime you have an option of choosing between Larry Brown or Phil Jackson, you can't go wrong. These are the 2 best coaches in the business, and I think the Lakers and the Knicks, we're very fortunate to have both these guys leading our franchises.
Isiah, Larry said before the game, this is a work in progress. Are you happy with the construction of your team?
Oh, very much so. We were basically, less than 0 in terms of our talent base. I think where we are right now, we've been able to turn this around, and we have some young players. We had a nice draft. I like the way our young kids are playing. Larry's getting them in the game earlier, getting their feet wet. And, as the season progresses, we'll be a much better team at the end than we are at the beginning. The things that I want to concentrate on in terms of being a better defensive team and a better rebounding team, we are those right now.
Isiah, I've known you a long time, and you've always said, I'm loyal to winning. And it didn't matter whether it was a teammate or a coach. You're loyal to winning and not necessarily the players or coaches. Does that mean that we can expect more changes with this group?
Well, most definitely. I think any time that, you know, in the NBA, the main goal is to win the NBA championship. And if your team is not winning the championship, then that means you're not good enough. And there's only one team that can really say they're good enough, and that's the Spurs. And there's 29 other teams that need to make changes, and we're one of them.
All right, Isiah. Appreciate your time. Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
All right, Brent, back to you.
All right, Jimmy, and Isiah certainly deserves credit for drafting one Channing Frye from Arizona, who you have been watching hit one outside, get to the rim, then to the free throw line, and he has been the mainstay here for the Knicks since coming off the bench.
Well, twice now, and then 5 points we're talking about just on hustle, just on Channing Frye's part. Off-made field goals. You know, it didn't seem like much. You look back at the end of the game, it's a tight game. You realize 5 points you've given up that you didn't need to from lack of hustle. They'll come back and bite you. Nice ball movement.
Lee knocks it down.
You know, both the rookies getting it done here in the second quarter. Channing Frye getting it done. David Lee playing nice, hitting the open jump shot.
Kobe back on the floor along with Marbury, Isiah. And here is George. Lee taking him. Kobe wants it back to the basket, up over Marbury. Mim tried to keep it alive, and Lee with the rebound.
Nice.
Marbury feeding Lee
That was unbelievable.
underneath. And it's a one-point game.
That was nice. I mean, that shot could have been taken 2 passes before the assist. I mean, those were 3 very good passes in a row.
Ejected from Kobe, loose ball, it'll go out of bounds. Laker basketball. And take a look at Stephon Marbury. 5 assists now with only 1 turnover.
Whoop, right back to him. And David Lee made a nice pass to Marbury. Then Marbury rewarding, then right back to him. David Lee is a guy that can definitely get up.
10 on the shot.
Nate Robinson in the game.
We're good to see all of them.
And Nate Robinson in the game. Jackie Butler, who came out of high school a couple years ago and then played. That's Nate Robinson from Washington. That's Jackie Butler. Jackie Butler, big guy, and Nate Robinson, a little guy.
He is.
That's how you.
He might be able to jump higher than the big guy.
Oh, I guarantee. I don't know if he can reach higher on the backboard, but Nate Robinson can get up. That guy is a freaky little athlete.
George maneuvers to the free throw line. And Marbury away with the rebound. 6-13.
And Butler was a guy that came out of high school, had to go to the CBA last year, played 40 games or so, then came up with the Knicks, and everyone likes him. Thinks with some work, he can be a guy that can do some stuff down a low block.
There's Frye again.
It's just too big for Devin George down there. I mean, Devin George is playing a power forward, and he can't guard him down a low block.
13 points for Frye, a 6-0 run. The Knicks have made their last 5 shots. Mim's left hand can't end it, and Lee there with the rebound. Butler's jump hook is on the money, and the Knicks lead it 41-38.
Well, they are not settling for jump shots. They're either penetrating and getting it to the hole, dishes for layups, or little shots off the block, and that's the reason they've taken the 3-point lead.
The Knicks showing some depth. Channing Frye, the rookie from Arizona, leading the way. And the Knicks are 8 of 12 this quarter.
ESPN's presentation of NBA Wednesday, brought to you by Sirius Satellite Radio. The best way to hear up to 40 games of the hottest NBA action each week is on Sirius. And Canon PowerShot digital cameras. Make every shot a power shot.
Rookies Channing Frye and David Lee are a combined 8 of 12 off the Knicks bench. Lee off the beautiful feed from Marbury. And then Lee taking his game outside. Fry on a three-point play that he finished at the free throw line, muscling his way underneath. And oh, by the way, there's a third, Jackie Butler. He's 1 for 1. So it is 41-38, and it is the Knick bench. The bench is 7 of 10 this quarter. There's your difference.
Somebody had to go take Larry Brown's temperature. He's got 3 rookies and a second-year guy on the court with Stephon Marbury. Butler, second-year guy. Lee, rookie. Fry, rookie. And Nate, a rookie. That tells you the confidence he has in these guys, playing them all together.
Kobe with a post-up game. Missing on the turnaround, and Lee showing some impressive rebounding skills.
Well, that's what he did in Florida. I mean, he was a rebounding guy, hit an occasional 15-foot jump shot for a guy who would take it to the rack with authority.
From the perimeter. Wow. 15 for rookie Channing Frye. Doing it in front of the Wildcat, Tom Tolbert. Rejection underneath by Butler.
Brent, I'm here to call the game in an objective fashion. Way to go, Channing. How about 16 assists by the Knicks? 16 assists. I mean, that is unbelievable. Turnovers 4. I mean, that is incredible. They're on pace to have almost 40 assists when this game ends. There's another
Robinson
one.
to Butler with another assist. Isiah Thomas has to be beaming as the Knicks have made their last 8 shots. These are youngsters that he went out, scouted, signed. This team looking for its 3rd straight W on a West Coast trip. Mem in the paint, and it's a 5-point New York lead.
Well, that was a nice job by Mem getting position. All they had to do is turn and lay it in. But the last 2 times, Nate Robertson just broken down the defense. When the defense has come over to help, they're just getting wide open shots.
Into Parker's hands. Kobe missing again.
I think Kobe was kind of caught that time between, well, should I just duck under and shoot it, or maybe try to get some body contact and get to the free throw line?
Bounce pass, turn it over. Odom running the floor. It's rejected by Fry. Parker sets the 3. Huge shot by Smush Parker. 3 minutes left, and Larry Brown wants a timeout. So little Nate Robinson driving the ball down the floor and setting up his teammates. Channing Frye, another rookie stepping up here in Los Angeles. We've got a timeout.
Larry Brown's Hollywood credits included 2001 NBA Coach of the Year, 100 career playoff wins, and the 2003-2004 NBA Championship with the Pistons. Phil Jackson's main performances came as the 96 Coach of the Year, 175 career playoff wins, 9 NBA championships, 6 with the Chicago Bulls, 3 in his first incarnation with the Los Angeles Lakers. Tim Legler and Greg Anthony, how have their teams done tonight?
Well, I'll tell you what, first half, you look at the Knicks, right away it jumps out. This team competes now defensively for the first time in a while. They don't give up easy points.
Well, it's a contrast of styles. The Knicks are playing the right way. They're unselfish on the offensive end, and all the Lakers do is force bad shots, particularly Kobe Bryant. They got to do a better job of ball movement.
That and some scores and highlights right now. Back to Jim Gray.
All right, John Saunders, thank you very much. I'm now joined by Chris Rock. He is a huge New York Knickerbockers fan. And in fact, Chris, you're seeing your second Knicks game so far this season. What's your assessment of your team?
It's a great young team. Channing Frye is looking incredible. Let's see, Stephon Marbury is the best point guard in basketball for 36 minutes. No, for 36 minutes. Unfortunately, they're 48 minutes. But once he gets those other minutes down, we're going to be a playoff team.
Chris, of course, the Knicks ended up with Larry Brown, but they went after Phil Jackson. Who would you have liked to have as coach?
I like Phil Jackson because we have a young team. You know, Nate Robinson.
And you like Larry Brown? You said you like Phil Jackson.
Oh, I'm sorry. I like Larry Brown. I messed it up. That's why you get the big bucks. Larry Brown's better for a young team. You know, you got Nate Robinson, your Trevor Ariza. Larry Brown's going to teach these guys how to play basketball. We got Dick Cheney as our center. You know, and if he doesn't have a heart attack, we're going to go very far.
The Pistons are out there running. You made the comparison. You said you think that the Pistons are playing better basketball at this stage than the Bulls in their prime. Tell me about that.
No, I didn't say they were playing better basketball. I'm saying they had that Bull-like swagger going on right now. And,
correct me then.
And Ben Wallace and Chauncey Billups, they got something going on right now. They're not thinking about Miami right now. I'll tell you that.
Neither is anybody else right now with Shaq out.
Diesel will be back, and the order will be returned into the NBA.
Chris, thanks for taking the time with us.
No problem.
All right, Brent, back to you.
All right, Jim. And Darko Milicic begs to disagree with Chris's evaluation of Larry as a handler. Never mind, Chris. And off to Smush Parker, who brings it down for LA. We're deadlocked at 45. We do have a game unfolding in front of us here, folks. And it's a pretty good one. It'll be competitive. Odom misses the three, and Curry rebound.
I'd just like to see, if you're a Laker fan, Lamar Odom in the block every once in a while. Trevor Ariza trying to go around Kobe, turns it over. But I've seen Lamar Odom on a couple drives. I've seen him on a couple three-point shots. I've always been a big fan of this guy's game, and I watch him play, and I think at points you got to get him the ball on the block, let him initiate the triangle, and let him do some work down on the block. So I think, he can handle trying to find the block. Nice position by him.
Yes, it was. And one.
He works hard. I don't know what anybody wants from him. He's one of those guys that every once in a while give you 20 and 15. You're thinking, where is it? Why can't we get that on a consistent basis? See right there, battle, get good position, and that's how he got that rebound. He's not a guy that can get you 20 and 10. I don't know if he's that talented to consistently do that, but I think when he finds his comfort zone, he'll be able to get you 12, 13 points, 8, 9, 10 rebounds, and I think that would be good enough in this offense. I think the frustrating part is, you see those numbers right there, good numbers. You'll see him go from 20 and 10 to 4 and 2. It's like reading a seismograph. It's like up, down, up, down, up, down. You just would like some consistency, and I think when he figures out the offense and feels comfortable in the offense, you might get that from him.
Ron Profit checks in for the Lakers. If Kobe's hand is bothering him, Phil's going to have to find a different go-to guy in the fourth quarter. Kobe is 0 for 7. He has missed 8 straight field goals going back to the first quarter. He's missed a dozen here tonight. Larry Brown telling us when he looked at the video of the injury, he thought it had thrown off the shooting touch of Kobe Bryant. Crawford missing the three, and it's into Profit's hands. Kobe wants to post Marbury again. And deflected off the Lakers. It goes over to the Knicks. So now that position you see that Kobe is taking, that's the old Michael Jordan position in the triangle. And you would go down and post it up. They've tried to take him off the ball this year so that he could move and go to that spot. Many of you remember Michael going down and posting on the low block against guards, and was very successful in the run of the Bulls. Here is Curry, speaking of the Bulls, the former Bull.
A nice slip move. Yeah, he's just, when he gets that type of position, he's just a big guy. He's a big guy, and he takes up a lot of space down there. So once you watch this, once you get on his backside, it's hard to get back around, and then Mim kind of fell for the fake and easy layup.
We should tell Chris Rock that some heart specialists have cleared Eddie Curry, so he doesn't have to continually refer to him as Vice President Cheney, right? He can. Curry's in good enough condition to play in the NBA. Here's Odom coming down the baseline.
Oh, that's tough.
Got it back. Profit knocks it down as the shot clock goes off. Final 18 seconds. Last shot time. Knicks are down 2.
I wonder what the mentality of the Knicks are. You're playing great. You think they're up. You're just watching the game, and you need to make a shot here to tie it and put yourself ahead at half.
Nice Curry missed it into Mims' hands. Final second from midcourt. Profit off the glass. Somehow the Lakers forged a lead in this game. It was an impressive 11-2 run at the end, but it was those rookies of the Knicks who gave them their lead, and the Knicks were once up by 7. And Chris Mims is standing by with Jim. Let's go to Jim.
All right, Brent, thank you very much. Chris, what happened there in that second quarter? It seemed like the young guys from the Knicks were able to propel them back into this game.
They brought good energy to the floor. We just need to do a good job of staying tough on team defense. We got to be covered for each other and not let them get easy layups.
Kobe 5 for 18. Has he been complaining about his hand to any of you guys?
No, he's not the type to complain. He's going to come out and play hard every night. And we just got to continue to do the same.
All right, Chris, thanks for your time.
All right, thanks.
All right, back to you, Brent.
All right, Jim, and Chris Mims, 6 points in the last 3 minutes as the Knicks went scoreless over the last 3:33. Now coming up at the half, the Toyota halftime show, the Sixers win their 6th straight behind Allen Iverson, and the Bobcats blow out Indy. Again, our halftime score, LA 49, New York 47. And it's coming up right after these messages. We're going to go to John Saunders in the studio for the Toyota halftime show. You might either want to turn on the TiVo back east or stick around, get a cup of coffee. We could have a good ending here, LA and New York.
Be feeling pretty good right now because the Knicks played almost flawless basketball. And you see Kobe, a lot of things going against the Lakers. Kobe's been struggling, 5 for 18 at 13 points in the first quarter, 0 for 7 in the second quarter. He's not playing very well. You got 18 assists. Your rookies are playing well, and yet you find yourself only down 2 points. Why? Because 11 offensive rebounds by the Lakers.
And moments ago, Jim caught up with Coach Larry Brown of the Knicks.
Brent, thank you. Larry, your young guys really played well in the first half. Will you continue with them?
We might have to. They're a lot of fun to coach. It's tough. We have some tough matchups, but they come in with a lot of effort and enthusiasm, but we just got to rebound better.
Will you continue to go after Kobe, run toward him?
They got guys making open shots, but, we got to hope to cut down his percentage and help, but a lot of his misses resulted in the second shots because we were helping, and we got to do a better job of that.
All right, thank you. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Yeah, Jim, 11 offensive rebounds for the Lakers and only 5 for the Knicks, so that's what Coach Brown was referring to. The Lakers with the opening possession here. Kwame Brown saddled with 3 fouls back on the floor for Phil Jackson. Bryant, Parker, Odom handling the ball, and Mims. Kwame trying to get it going.
Nice.
Fine move.
Oh, he used his body to bump off Curry. His strong move to the interior. Uses his body, bumps Curry off balance, and goes up and lays it up.
Davis hits a cutting Ariza. Richardson missing the 3. Off Curry to Mims. Almost had an offensive rebound. Odom tracks it down.
Got to be careful here in the third quarter for the Knicks to just make sure you stay close here early in the third quarter because everything was just going so right for him.
And Kobe hits his first shot. He started 5 of 10, then missed his last 8 of the first half. And that's his first hoop since the last minute of the opening quarter. Marbury tied up underneath, and Davis tracks it down. Stephon kicks it, and back outside. Richardson off the iron. And it goes to L.A.
You always wonder when you're watching games, there's a lot of averages going to even out this game. And like I said, just everything went wrong for the Lakers. Everything went right for the Knicks. It seemed like in the first half, and the Knicks still were trailing. So that's why I say you got to stay close here in the third.
Off the glass as he schooled Ariza that time.
Oh, you got to
moving to his left.
Oh, you got to smile when you bank one in from straight on. When you go pop a shot from the free throw line, you better crack at least a little smile.
Screen for Marbury from Davis. Battle, and Odom takes it away from Curry. No offensive rebounds. We're going to see Channing Frye before long. Mim in underneath. Knocked out of bounds by Curry, but
I think the backboard may get credit for that block.
It's a 17-2 LA run. Coach Brown's bench has played much better than his starters. Here's Curry. That's his most powerful move of the night.
With the offhand, too.
Give it to Odom. On a drive.
Oh. Right back at you. Dunk on my teammate. I got something for you at the other end.
That's what Odom can do.
As Eddie Curry on one end just kind of knocking Kwame Bryant out of the way and saying, no, not this time. And Lamar Odom said, you do that to my teammate? How about some of that?
Tom, can Odom become the Pippen to Bryant's Jordan in this triangle? I know that Scotty was just a great defensive player.
Well, that's
a long reach and everything.
They're so different because Lamar Odom's bigger than Kobe or than Scottie Pippen was. Pippen was a much better defender than Lamar is. I think playmaking abilities are similar. They can both handle the ball and both be playmakers. I don't know. I mean, it's going to take a while to know it, at least halfway through this year to see how comfortable he is in that offense. But, you know, aside from the defensive part, which is 50% of the game, so I don't want to take away from it, he's every bit the offensive player, if not better than Scotty.
Nice. We'll be on the free throw line. We check in with Jim Gray.
All right, Brent, thank you very much. I spoke to Kobe Bryant at halftime. He is 7 for 20 in the game. We just saw him bank one in. His right index finger is bothering him quite a bit. He said it stiffened up quite a bit at halftime. They did a little treatment on it. He's trying to loosen it up. All of this, again, was because of a dunk back in Atlanta 4 games ago. His shooting touch just hasn't been the same since, and he's been complaining about it for 3 or 4 days now. It is a little bit better tonight, but after the half, he says, I don't know exactly where my touch is going to be here in the second half, but I'm going to keep trying. Brent?
Well, he hit that first free throw, Jim, and we'll see. He was flexing it during the second half warm-ups. He knocks down the 2 free throws, got a couple of field goals here, so maybe they were able to loosen it up at the intermission. Brown cannot be happy with how his starters have opened the second halftime.
Well, you just, like I said, you got to find a way to stay close, keep yourself in it. Maybe it's time to go back to the young Stallions. Take that, young fella.
ESPN's presentation of NBA Wednesday, brought to you by Chrysler. Inspiration comes standard. And Best Buy. Thousands of possibilities. Get yours.
Well, on Saturday, 1 Big Ten title, 2 big games. At 1 on ABC, Ohio State needs a win against Michigan. This game will air on ESPN for those on the West. Then at 4 on ESPN, Penn State's fate is in its own hands against Michigan State. Will it be the Buckeyes or Joe Pa's Nittany Lions? Big Ten's big finish on ABC and ESPN. So, Tom, out here, when you're up in the Bay Area, you watch the first game on ESPN, and you'll join Penn State in progress on ESPN. Those in the Midwest and East, they'll watch. You got it on ABC.
No idea. I just want you to figure out one thing for me.
Yes, sir.
I know Penn State wins the land grant. Yes, they win the Big Ten.
That's it, man.
How come Ohio State and Michigan, the best rivalry in the Big Ten, how come in a conference where they play for pigs, spittoons, axes, buckets, barrels, and land grants, they don't play for anything?
They are. They're playing for money. Here's Curry banging inside.
There you go. So you're struggling a little bit. Where do you go? Inside, establish in, and work your offense from the inside to the outside.
Lakers up by 9. Lee going to be the first of the youngsters returning for Coach Brown, it looks like. Nim flies through the paint. You know, he seems very comfortable in this offense. He has been a better player this year than I've ever seen him over a prolonged period. He's had some nice games for Coach Jackson.
Well, the thing with him is just consistency. And you stay out of foul trouble, keep yourself on the court. and be consistent every night.
There's Big Curry starting to go to work in the paint for the Knicks.
Both teams the last couple of times down the court trying to get the ball inside.
Bryant. At this time, they're into Ariza's hands. Knicks attempting to regroup.
You can tell they're going to leave Antonio Davis open for the jump. They're not going to let Curry keep killing him down low.
Richardson on the drive. Knicks get it back. 24 as the shot clock goes off. Didn't hit the rim. And returning now is David Lee, who in that first half hit both his field goal attempts and was very active. And Jamal Crawford is back up. He missed his 2 field goal attempts. He'll be checking in at the next opportunity. And Larry is directing Quentin Richardson to get off Parker and get over on Kobe Bryant. Ariza has left the floor, and Curry yanks down a defensive rebound. So the Knicks are doing a better job rebounding here in the second half.
That's his shot right there. He's a mid-range jump shooter.
Got 5 on the shot now to do it over Mim. Off the iron battle. There's Curry yanking down an offensive rebound. Bad pass.
No.
Can't make that pass. Lead Bryant now on the drive, and a blocking foul is called. Kobe Bryant will be shooting. It's on Richardson.
Yeah, there's too many hands in there to make that pass. I mean, you got all the big guys congested because you just got an offensive rebound. And to try to throw it over the top of those big guys is, you're going to have to get lucky to get it through all the hands. And then even if Antonio Davis catches it, it's not a sure bet he can do something with it. So you got to weigh the risk reward. Of course, that's easy. Sitting here with a microphone and a headset on.
Now watching Brown yell at Marbury instructions and Crawford reminds me of that quote of Chauncey Billups, the Pistons guard. He said, "It doesn't surprise me that the Knicks are struggling because when Coach Brown comes in, he puts in so much stuff. You're always confused until you finally sort it out, and it will take those players a while to understand exactly what he wants done." I thought it was a very revealing quote by the Pistons point guard, who learned a lot under Coach Brown. And there's Crawford nailing the 3. Now he's a great shooter.
Well, those are the threes you want to take. Fast break, kind of got the defense scrambling a little bit. David Lee gets it, acts like he's going to drive, and then swings it across the court. Those are the threes you like taking.
Here's where Odom has to help out offensively. Nice catch. A beautiful pass to Kwame Brown. Knocked away by Kwame Brown and out of bounds off Curry. So Kwame Brown, 3 fouls in the first half. Is playing well here. And the turnovers this quarter, Knicks with 5, and the Lakers have not yet turned it over.
Well, Knicks only having 6 turnovers in the first half. 5 already here in the second quarter. A couple careless turnovers.
Double-digit lead. Lakers were favored tonight by anywhere from 5 to 6 points.
Oh, nice. It's like, I have it. No, yes, I do. Oh, no. And he did a real nice job of splitting the double team.
He smushed that one, did he, kid?
You can't let that happen on an out-of-bounds play. And whoever's guarding the out-of-bounds, the passer is going to slide over and cut that angle off. That's just too easy. Nice rotation by Kobe.
Fry ships it to Crawford. There's his jump shot. He's hit his last 2 now. He's a great shooter when he heats it up. Lakers looking for that spacing, and Lee knocks it out of bounds with 12 on the shot. Still LA ball.
Like Lamar Odom telling Kwame Brown, you can come over and hand that ball off to him if you want. Dribble it over, hand it off, and let me work on the young rookie from Florida. Now the young rookie from Arizona on him.
There's Mim. Sending it to Kobe. Thought he was going to shoot, but he regained it and hits it as the shot clock expires. Tough shot for Kobe Bryant. 70-58.
I talked about that early on. Kobe, the presence of mind to look up at the shot clock, realize there's only 2 seconds left. That may be a step outside of where maybe he wants to shoot. A nice defense by Marbury.
Kobe's at 12 of his 25 this quarter. Curry and one.
It's not how many turnovers you get, it's what you can do with the turnovers. And Marbury right there at the turnover, just pushing, and a real nice pass to Eddie Curry. And yeah, just haven't seen him a little bit last year and now this year. I like what he can do down there. I like his hands. That wasn't a very easy pass to catch right there. Good pass, but still, when you're a big guy, sometimes those hard passes, it's like catching an ice ball.
Parker's running shot, not good. Battle for the rebound. Parker sticks with it, out of bounds. LA ball. And Coach Brown is not happy with Eddie Curry. Working on it as the Knicks come over to the bench here with this timeout. You can take a look at one thing he did like was this dunk. Not happy about his defense. It's 70-61 timeout.
All right, John Saunders, thank you very much. I'm here with one of the co-owners of the Los Angeles Lakers, Earvin Magic Johnson. They're not booing Earvin. They're booing Spike Lee, who's up on the screen in his New York Knicks jersey. And you're going to hear a loud cheer now because that's Jack Nicholson. Earvin, what's your assessment so far of the season now, 8 games into it, of the Lakers and this new team, new coach?
Well, I think that, of course, we would like to have a better record. The team has got to, Lamar Odom and Kwame Brown have to be the guys who really take the pressure off of Kobe. You can't expect Kobe to try to carry the team. So we need those guys to play to their potential. And if they can do that, then I think this can be a playoff team.
What do you think it's going to take for Kwame to have a breakout game and start fulfilling some of that potential?
Well, I think what we're going to have to do in the beginning of the game, especially in the first quarter, is try to go to him, give him 5 or 6 of the first shots, throw the ball down low, and if we can get him going, that'll open up all the outside shooters in Parker and Kobe and Devin George. But if you don't go down to him and throw that ball to him, you can't expect him, to have some really good numbers. And we're not talking about he had to average like 20 points. We're talking about maybe 12 points and 10 rebounds, something like that.
Magic, after the last game against Memphis, Phil Jackson said it was a pathetic performance. And Lamar Odom said that the guys weren't trusting one another. Isn't it a little bit early in the season and kind of jumping the gun to have these type of assessments going on so early?
Well, I think that Phil's assessment was right, that the team just played poorly. But I think that you have to look at both of these teams playing here tonight are going to be better second half teams. Both of them are learning a new system. They got a lot of new players on both sides of both teams. And I think that New York will be better in the second half, and the Lakers will be a lot better in the second half of the season.
Magic, we appreciate the time. Dr. Buss told us last week he thought the Lakers were a playoff team. Quick answer. Are they?
Yeah, I think so. I think that if you look at the talent that we have here, a lot of injuries have hurt the West. You see Denver is hurt because of Nene. You see Sacramento is not the team they used to be. So I think that is wide open with Stoudemire going out in Phoenix. So a lot has changed in the West because of injuries. So 6th, 7th, and 8th position is attainable by a lot of teams, and I think we can get one of those spots.
Earvin, thanks for your time. Take care.
Right, thank you.
Brent, back to you and Tom.
It's 74-63. 29 points for Kobe Bryant. 16 coming this quarter, including that spectacular hoop moments ago. Kwame Brown, 3 of 4 with a pair of rebounds. The Lakers up 10. 2 2:40 to go here in the third quarter.
Spectacular may have been an understatement on that shot. That was incredible. Shot that ball from underneath the hoop.
Dishes to Parker, who misses. Devin George, though, regains control. And Kobe is fouled. No question he's having trouble with that right index finger. You can see him.
Watch this. Watch where he shoots this ball from. I mean, this is ridiculous. There's no way. I mean, angle-wise, he shouldn't be able to get that ball up on that side of the rim above the box and drop it down and be able to hang that long. That was ridiculous.
Four fouls on Curry, and Vujacic, Sasha Vujacic checks back in. Kobe has the last 9 LA points as Swish Parker sits down.
This is where Kobe's scoring all these points and starting to get on a roll and hit buckets. Now that it has to translate to other guys scoring. Send a guy Kobe or Kobe drawing the defense. Now this is where other guys got to step up and help Kobe out. When he draws the defense and he hits them for open shots, can they deliver?
Malik Rose on the floor for the first time tonight. Shoots it from the left baseline. And Lee yanks it down, whips it to Marbury. Fry nailed a tough shot, and that's his first field goal here of the second half. He has 17 points. He's 8 of 13 from the field. Odom.
And that's something that you have to step out and contest. And when you do it, you make sure he doesn't go to his left. But he can hit that shot.
So the Lakers attempting to snap 3-game losing streak. The Knicks have won their last 2 on this West Coast road trip. Final minute coming up here, quarter number 3. Crawford rattles it in.
Well, that was a nice job of recognizing the mismatch. They set the pick. Lamar Odom got stuck on Jamal Crawford. And as good an athlete as Lamar Odom is, he's not quick enough to steer Jamal Crawford off the dribble.
Deflected by Fry, and Odom to track it down out of bounds. Nate Robinson in the game, and Coffin returns for the Lakers. He played a minute and a half, Coffin did. Kobe Bryant will take a break here at the end of the third. That was the familiar procedure for Michael Jordan. He would sit down at the end of the third, then get the long break between the 2 quarters, and early on in the fourth quarter, he'd be center of the game, and I'm assuming that's what Phil's got in mind here for Kobe. Nice running shot by Crawford, who has heated up here for the Knicks, and he has pulled them to within 8 points. He has 10 points this quarter.
Well, you said it earlier, Brian. He's one of those guys, when he hits a couple shots in a row, this might as well be 5 or 6 shots in a row.
Offensive foul, and Chris Mim. He knocked Malik Rose down. Rose did a good job of drawing the foul on Mim, and that is the 3rd on Chris. And Odom with 3. Kwame Brown 3 in the first half. Vujacic in the backcourt with Robinson.
Probably just going to let Robinson either take I'd just move out and let him take him. He's going to go right by him. Whoop.
Feed inside to Malik, and Mim with foul number 4. That's what that created.
You saw that one coming a mile away. And there's just no way he has the foot speed to stay in front of Nate Robinson. Then what happens, he gets in the middle. Mim has to come over and help, and then gets Malik Rose on the wrist. That's one of those ones, too, that you know. I mean, you know if you're out quick. It's not a surprise to you that the guy you're guarding out-quicks you. And at some point, you got to say, look, I don't need to guard you 35 feet away from the bucket. I'm going to back up all the way to the three-point line and give myself a better chance at some angles to cut you off.
Mims sits with the 4th foul, so as not to pick up a 5th here in the closing seconds. Devin Green seeing his first action. Matt Barnes checking in. And Ariza for the Knicks with Lee out there and Robinson. 12 seconds up on the clock, and the Knicks with a little bit of a burst here, giving themselves an opportunity in the money quarter. Their bench has 40 points tonight.
Jeez.
Wow, including the last 10.
Who didn't go into the lane that time? Malik Rose told David Lee, don't worry, man. It's not college, it's pro. You can get back out. Go ahead.
Final 5. Prophet spots the 3. No. Devin George tried to tap it in. Wanted the foul, didn't get it, and that's the end of the 3rd quarter, and George is still barking. Tim Donaghy said no foul on that play, but the Knicks close out with a 6-0 run. Staples Center, Los Angeles, New York, and LA. The money quarter is coming up. Can the Knick youngsters pull one out in the 4th quarter? We're about to find out. Big Chief Triangle is ready. Lakers and the Knicks, 78-72 here tonight. And you go back to the early 70s, the classic 7-gamer. Jerry West, that would have been a 3-point shot today. And then, of course, the introduction of Willis Reed prior to Game 7. And that was played on May 8th, won by the Knicks 113-99. As Willis Reed limped off to an ovation. The Knicks wanted, but consider that date. May 8th, and they're in the backcourt. Clyde Frazier. Now, folks, nobody had to even think about a dress code when Clyde was coming to work for the Knickerbockers. And there you see some of the great Lakers up here at the bottom of the Giants scoreboard through the years. Some great basketball. They played 3 finals together. And none more dramatic than the entrance of Willis Reed prior to Game 7, won by the Knicks back in New York. Here is Lee now as we start the 4th quarter. 2 of the rookies are out there. Make it 3 as Robinson tracks it down. He'll fire the 3 with the shot clock running down. Offensive rebound. Lee reaches it over to Fry. Rattles out. Lakers still can't clear. Finally knock it away, and it is still Knicks basketball. Malik Rose, Tom, is making a difference underneath.
All 3 of them are being active. Lee's doing a great job of getting them second shots, giving great effort. Fry, Rose, and they're going to have to be real concerned with keeping those 3 off the offensive glass.
Remember, it's only a 6-point game. The Lakers at one time led by a dozen, and the Knicks have cut it in half. Crawford keeps it on the pick and roll. A runner. And tracking it down. That was a very, very tough shot by Crawford. And he wanted the foul, but that's an excuse for that shot. And Coach Brown can't be happy with it. Give it back to Vujacic. Kicks now to Bryant. Kobe open. Beautiful, beautiful playmaking that time by Vujacic.
A nice job of not only Vujacic getting to the baseline, but Kobe recognizing it and making sure he drifted baseline to give him an outlet for his pass.
Margins 8. Fry back at you. Rattles out and into Kwame Brown's hands. Vujacic applying some heat. Back to the basket. Kwame gives it to Kobe. Screens for him, and Kobe drains the deuce. And now for the game, I've got 33. Is that make it 5? 35 is what he's sitting on right now. 35 for number 8. And the Knicks have got to talk about it right now. Kobe is loose on him. Kwame Brown just hands it and screams. Man, since that cold second quarter, whatever they gave him at the intermission, it worked. Huh? 14 of the last 16 LA points. And timeout continues. The Laker girls are getting this crowd fired up here for the last 10, 11.
Yeah, the crowd really responding too.
Too busy watching. So Kobe Bryant, 14 points in his last 7:28.
You've been doing this a long time, Brent. Was there ever a day before we didn't have to actually ask for noise? That people just kind of knew when to do it? We didn't have to prod them along? What was that day like?
That was the old Boston Garden.
Good grief.
There was something more antiseptic about the buildings. And, you know, in those days you could get a ticket for $10, $15 to come to a game. You know, a little bit of a different crowd than what we've got.
Just a little bit.
George gives it back to Kobe again. This time.
You better stop going under that screen because he barely missed that one. He's in a rhythm right now. You better go over, let your big man help you, and make him pass it up to somebody else because he's going to keep taking that shot.
3 rookies still on the floor for Coach Brown. Crawford and Rose. And Rose almost turned it over, but Lee picks up the loose ball. Here's Channing Frye. Missing, and Malik digs it out. Made a difference at the offensive glass. Now Robinson with a burst of speed, and right with him was Kwame Brown. Cook
got numbers
away.
Go. Not anymore.
Marbury and Curry will check in at the next opportunity.
See if Kobe pops out. He's got Channing Frye guarding him. There you go.
Crawford helps.
Whoa.
Deep 3. Shot clock was coming down on him. New York 0 for 8 this quarter. 8:42 to go. A 2. Kwame battling to the rebounds, got it. And here's Kobe. They're now 0 for 9, the Knicks. Kobe on the free throw line, fouled by Frye. So the Knicks with a scoring drought here in the 4th quarter. And the Lakers lead it by 10, 82-72. The Lakers only have 4 points this quarter. Staples Center in Los Angeles. And Kobe's night, 13 of 29. He's 8 of 11 this half. He's been a one-man scoring machine for the Lakers down the stretch. He has taken 29 shots, remember, so he's going to hit 30 shots here tonight.
Well, I can't remember anybody else shooting in the 4th quarter. You just got to know that if you're the Knicks. And, you know, talking to Larry Brown earlier on, you see 13 for 30. Not terribly efficient, but he had that one stretch in the 2nd quarter where he was 0 for 7, 35 points. Maybe you'll see the Knicks start running at him a little bit more now in the 4th.
And, Jim, I would assume that Coach Brown's going to run at Kobe here in the 4th quarter. He needs some defense, right?
He is indeed, and that's what he was harping at. He was also harping at, you must run the lanes, guys. You've got to find somebody who's open. Defensively, guard somebody. They're knocking us all over the place. They've gotten 3 straight loose balls. We had this down to 6. We can win this game, but you guys have to pay attention defensively, Brent.
That's the way he is, stressing the defense. And down a dozen. And Kobe, he is the only person to score this quarter. Remember now, the Knicks are looking for their first points in the final quarter with 8:12 to go. Curry bumps in on Kwame and won't stay down. Lee tracks down another one. Marbury, open look 3, no.
The Lakers cannot keep up with the glass.
Kobe. The pull-up on Crawford, and Kobe Bryant on fire for the game with 39 now.
How easy did that look? I mean, he juked back and forth, left and right. just to back his defender off, and then just a clean look.
Crawford and a whistle pushing foul. That's the third on Kobe. Devin Green returns for the Lakers. He'll replace Devin George. George will sit, and they'll put the smaller Green apparently over on Lee. The Knicks are now 0 for 11 this quarter. Curry up over the top, ends it at 1 for a dozen.
He was the guy early in the third quarter when the Lakers had that run, or midway through the third. Once they had the run, they started establishing with him a little bit inside to see if he can get it going, and then once again see if he can work from the inside out.
Missing with that shot, but a great offensive get back by Brian Cook. Kobe can't put it down. Laker basketball with 7:06 to go.
Maybe you actually get fined for pulling a defensive rebound.
I think so.
Both teams are having problems the last couple minutes collecting defensive rebounds. Then the offensive team tipped the ball out, and an offensive foul on the weak side.
Kwame Brown was over there.
Brian Cook.
So Odom will replace Kobe with 7:06 to go. Lakers are up by a dozen on the Knicks. Marbury, Fry, Reza, Curry, and Crawford for New York. Up over the top. Beautiful pass to Curry.
Well, as soon as he spun, Crawford didn't wait. He threw it up, and he just left Kwame Brown behind him.
Kobe gets in the paint. There it is. Kobe Bryant now with a 41-point night.
You may have to tackle him to stop him right now. He's got it all going on, inside, outside, cut to the hoop, get to the free throw line. Nice move. Good defense by Odom.
And Odom was there, and here's Kobe running the floor, dishes out to Smith Parker. 90-76. The Lakers put it in overdrive against the Knickerbockers. It's a 12-4 run for LA. And the Knicks turn it over. They haven't been able to execute a lick in the fourth quarter. Curry get in over the top, and watch Parker on a beautiful feed from Kobe. The Lakers seem to have this one under control. The Knicks battle back. We'll find out.
ESPN's presentation of NBA Wednesday, brought to you by Kia Motors. Kia, the power to surprise. Need for speed, most wanted, be wanted. And Neutrogena T-Gel Shampoo. It works.
John Saunders and Greg Anthony with a serious satellite update. Sebastian Telfair blows an ankle.
It looks like a serious ankle sprain, and you hope it's nothing more than just that. Young man is actually starting to really have a solid season, playing good basketball for the Blazers.
When you got a solid dribble, they say you break the other guy's ankles, not your own. Bulls, meanwhile, have a 1-point lead in this game. Zach Randolph has 21 for Portland.
And there is Mark Aguirre, an assistant coach with the New York Knicks, when Larry Brown came to Los Angeles as the UCLA coach. His first game as head coach of the Bruins was against Ray Meyer's DePaul team, led by Mark Aguirre. Aguirre and DePaul blew him out of the gym that night. And Larry Brown went on with great success with the Bruins before he returned to the National Basketball Association. And now Aguirre, a very close friend of Isiah Thomas, is one of Larry Brown's assistant coaches with the Knickerbockers. He was a great shooter.
Great scorer.
Yeah, I think score is a better description.
Great scorer. And one of the biggest buttocks in the NBA.
Oh, you get back.
Him and J.R. Reed, and I'm trying to think a couple others. But that guy, man, when you
Curry may be in that same classification.
Yeah, but remember, Curry's 6'10".
That's true.
Mark Aguirre's like 6'5". I mean, when you were on his backside, you couldn't get off. He would just back you down and beat you up, and it was not an enviable position. Believe me, I was there many times. It was not fun, but a great score, man.
And Aguirre's telling Curry, get your hands up. Get your hands up. He picked up his 5th foul. That's exactly what Aguirre was yelling at. And Kwame Brown and Odom reaching over Curry. And Curry's in that foul with 5:40. So that's number 4 on Odom.
Well, with 5:40 left, you're the Knicks. It's still enough time that you don't need to come down and start launching for threes. But I will say that you want to start looking for them. If the opportunity presents itself and you're open, maybe a shot you wouldn't normally take early in the shot clock, you want to start looking for them now. Pretty big deficit.
Do I have this? Lee is blocked. Do I have this right? Stephon Marbury has only taken 8 shots in this game. 2 for 8.
Yep.
He's listening too carefully to Larry. I've seen him fill it up pretty good,
Well, I think when you're a point guard, Lamar Odom with his 5th personal foul, you sit down with 5:22 left. I think when you're a point guard, it's tougher because not only do you have to know what you're doing, you have to know what everybody else is doing and when they're doing it and control the whole team. And I just think he's never had to deal with a coach that puts the demands of the point guard position on Stephon Marbury like Larry Brown has this year.
He shifted right back into Curry, who missed a shot in underneath.
Your Lakers now use a little bit of clock, not so much so till you get out of your offense, but the clock is your friend.
Kobe with 6 on the shot, gets it inside, wanted to get on the free throw line, and it goes over to the Knicks. Tried to work his way to the free throw line. Ariza, Curry, Crawford, Marbury, and Lee for Coach Larry Brown with 4:41 to go. 90-76 LA. Stephon with a tough runner. Nim pulls it away.
Well, you've only taken 8 shots. He's not in sync offensively. You can see that.
Off Kwame's hands, back to Marbury. Gives it to Lee. Lee gets inside Mim. Nice move by Lee.
Good move. I think he wanted a foul, but take the deuce.
Mim ships it to Kobe. On Marbury, and Kobe blows past him and is fouled. Well, in the last 14 minutes, Tom, LA has 24 points, and Kobe has 20 of the 24. Okay. Now, do you think
that's shocking? I didn't know anybody else scored. Who got the 4?
You know the big game Friday night, right? For bragging rights to LA.
Yeah.
The Clippers and the Lakers. Okay. I think right now, and if you want highlights of that one, make sure you go to NBA.com on Saturday morning. Those of you folks back in the Midwest and the East, you can get video highlights of tonight's game and every game. Not to mention, if you got DirecTV, you can watch the whole package.
Watch them all, tape them all, play them all in slow motion. They can grind every game.
Risa puts it down, and he is fouled. So you see 4 youngsters out there: Robinson, Fry, Lee, Ariza, and Crawford's over with Coach Brown.
Well, I don't know if you agree with me, Brian, but I think even though the Clippers had a better record last year than the Lakers, sit atop the Pacific Division this year ahead of the Lakers, It'll take 375 straight years of that before this town becomes a Clipper town. There are just certain towns, it doesn't matter what the other team does, it's always going to be their town. This is a Laker town. New York is a Yankee town.
Let me tell you something. I would have agreed with you, but this is the one town where you can break through, i.e. Angels versus Dodgers, okay? This tends to be a front-running city.
I don't know.
And the Lakers have had great
I still
success.
think it's a Dodgers town. I'm an Angel fan. And you ask Chicago if they're a Cubs town or a White Sox town, I guarantee you,
don't think
they are still
Los
a Cubs
Angeles
town.
Angels of Anaheim have taken it over, big fella?
I wish, but no.
Lakers are closing in on a win. Tied up. Well, we are back at the Lakers 91, the Knicks 79, and in the paint, a lot of damage has been done there tonight. LA started the domination early and often, and they have simply poured it on here in the second half. Simply dominating the New Yorkers on the inside at every opportunity.
Well, you see right there, points in the paint doesn't necessarily mean you have a strong post-up game. It's how do you get to the paint? Slashing, cutting, fast breaks. And the Lakers with 48, only a couple more points than the Knicks, but a lot of that was early on. They just kept getting offensive rebounds, pounding the offensive glass, and converting on a lot of those opportunities.
Well, a reminder, TNT tomorrow, Washington at Minnesota, followed by Houston at San Antonio. Coverage begins at 7. And then NBA TV Saturday, Phoenix at San Antonio. Coverage beginning at 8:30 p.m. Well, Larry Brown told us it was a work in progress. And indeed it's going to be with the Knicks, it looks like. As the players sort themselves out. Odom's three. Back down by Green.
Well, now you get to run 40 seconds off the shot clock.
And on the inside, Crawford was trying to hold Mim out and picked up the personal foul. The size mismatch there.
Well, I love the fact that Robinson at all 5'9" came flying over to try to knock that ball out of the air. I mean, I love watching that kid play. Loved watching him play at Washington last year. Lorenzo Romar did a great job with that program. #1 seed. And he actually went to Washington on a football scholarship. Played, defensive back for the Washington Huskies. Then went into, played basketball. And ends up, looks like made the right decision.
His father, as Parker, is fouled. Nate's father, Jacques Robinson, was a running back for Don James of Washington and was an MVP of a Rose Bowl. And Nate, like Tom said, started out a good defensive back up there at Seattle. Actually could have continued playing football, but decided that his future was with basketball.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing when you think of how Washington, when Don James was there, just was a dominant factor in the Pac-10, because the only way the Huskies are going to a Rose Bowl nowadays is getting tickets.
And that is one of the great venues in college football.
That horn?
Now I'm telling you,
horn's awesome.
That stadium rocks. And things are going well for the Huskies. So here's Smush Parker. 92-79, LA. 3:04, and the crowd not leaving.
Well, other than the fact that the Knicks are losing this game, and that's about 3 or 4 times Nate Robinson's just dissected the defense, got into the middle, and dished off. I think if you're a Knicks fan, you got some reason for optimism. You got Larry Brown here, which you know is a good start, but to see the young guys out on the court, and more so than just playing well, it's always nice to see somebody play well. But when Larry Brown trusts these guys to all go out there and play together, I think that tells you a little something about the maturity of some of these younger guys, the future maybe of the Knicks.
And nice. So the young guns, they certainly do bring energy.
So they're not going to give up. They're only down 9. You get a couple misfrito here and there, or a careless pass, not taking care of the ball. You can start putting some pressure on the Lakers. Of course, he may have something to say about it.
It's interesting that Phil has Green on the floor and another big miss. Now let's see if the Knicks, they're going to call a timeout. Larry Brown wants to talk about it. He's got 1:53 to go. He's down 9. They've got a chance. Not a good chance, but they've got one. Watch this tap in by Young Lee. And it's 92-83. Back at the Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. 92-83. It's interesting that Kobe Bryant has stepped it up from an offensive end overall tonight, but over the last 441, the Knicks have kept him under wraps, only 1 point. And at the other end, Stephon Marbury, who's a work in progress under Larry Brown's coaching, he's been watching as we come down crunch time, and he's still over there on the bench as Brown wants to finish up with the young guns.
Well, they're the ones that, I don't want to say got them back into it. You're still down 9 points, but I mean, they're out here hustling, playing hard, and it's a learning tool. I mean, this is a learning situation. Not only are you trying to win a basketball game, but these guys are young, and every time you get a chance to teach them something, late game situations, out of bounds plays, it behooves you to do it.
Robinson drives, and he's on the free throw line.
Well, I haven't seen anybody on the Laker team that can stay in front of this guy. I don't know if there's a guy in the league that may be able to stay in front of this guy, because he is ultra quick. Now the question's going to be, and you see him just breaking down Devin Green right there and getting to the rim. The question's going to be with him. Is he going to be able to finish when they don't have help come over? Because that's the key. If you can't finish, then you're not going to have guys come over and help off and open up passing lanes for you to kick out. So that's the next step. We know he can beat people, but will he be able to finish at the cup?
And Mim tracks down the missed free throw.
Hurry up.
And he did not get it across in time.
8 seconds.
It goes to the Knicks on the turnover, 140, an 8-point margin.
I'm going to say, if you're the Knicks right now, you're looking at a pick and roll, get in Nate Robinson's hand, let him break somebody down, get to the rim, and maybe pick and roll with a guy like Channing Frye, and then I'll work one step ahead. I'm going to guess there's a real good chance that Kobe's going to get the ball and they get down to the rim before it. Here's going to be your pick and roll with Channing Frye.
He pops out. Runner, tough shot, didn't stay down. Tap again. And tracking it down. Robinson goes over.
Boy, they're getting after it.
Laker basketball.
Well, Coach Brown's got to be happy with the effort. These guys are out there just battling, getting after it, staying after loose balls, getting after the rebound. You can see right there, that looked like it went up. Looked like it, ooh.
Bringing the shot clock down. 10 on a runner and a blocking foul.
And that's a good sign. I think that, Phil Jackson's talked about that in the past. I thought Kobe was going to get it. The Knicks thought he was going to get it. And instead of always relying on one guy and waiting for him to do everything, a nice job by Lamar Odom there, picking a spot, finding the baseline opening, and getting through and getting himself a three-point play opportunity.
And the crowd heads for the exits. Odom with a dozen points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, now 13 points. Crawford may want to play a little long ball here. Coming down to the final minute. Nim jumps out on him. Crawford keeps it on a runner. After they quickly get it back. Last minute coming up.
You might want to think about fouling somebody.
Oh, steal. Ariza comes down. Drive, feeds Robinson. Looks for Frye. One pass too many.
Yep.
Dives back in after the loose ball, and the foul is on Nate. It was one pass too many by him, and underneath there that time. They had a shot at it. And wait a minute. Smush Parker, they called for the foul? Let me correct myself. I thought it was on Nate over there. It's on Smush.
Well, best of all worlds for the Knicks. Boy, that's.
Well, I don't know how you.
That's hard to tell.
I don't know how you call it.
Well, we couldn't see.
He didn't appear to smush anybody.
I think you're right. That's hard to make sure.
Add a little drama here, and
we get the best.
We're talking. He could make this a 7-point game here.
Yeah, well, you get to the free throw line, stop the clock, set up your defense,
and Channing Frye does just that. So a 7. Now they've got a foul. You would think here with the last 45 seconds.
Get over.
Kobe loose underneath, knocked out of bounds, 13 on the shot and 37 on the game. 95-88, LA.
Well, Smush Parker's the guy to foul. If you can get him with the ball, only 11 for 20 on the season, 55%. See if they get out there and get him now.
That Memphis foul. I thought Channing Frye was holding him on the catch.
Well, I mean, at some point, if you have ideas of winning the game, unless you just plan on the Lakers turning it over every time they get it, I mean, you got to start fouling, getting guys to the free throw line so you can stop the clock and elongate the game. And then a little over 72 from the free throw line, so pretty reliable free throw shooter.
Both free throws. It's 97-88. It's a 9 at 34 seconds.
Lakers switching everything on the perimeter.
And now it is back to 7 with 27 seconds. Now let's see how the Knicks elect to play this here. I actually would have thought that a couple possessions ago, Tommy, they would have been fouled.
Well,
now
I think now you just call it a night. Headed to Charter, give you shrimp cocktails, and be happy with 2 out of 3.
Off Mim, turned it over. Looking for a 5. Got it on the runner. Ariza's got it with 2.6 seconds to go. 97-92. Some folks like that field goal a lot better than others. 97-92 is our final score. Kobe, 42 points. Leads the Lakers to victory. We're coming up after the game. Sports Center will come along. Scott Van Pelt and Neil Everett. They'll tell you about Allen Iverson going off. And they will have an NBA coaches report card. Here tonight, Big Chief Triangle comes away with a W against Coach Larry Brown and the Knicks. The Lakers win it. For Jim Gray and Tom Tolbert, I'm Brent Musburger saying so long from Los Angeles.